Alright, what's up, Stan? It's number one Stan here. We are back with more Pokemon Crystal. Last time, we had went back to Professor Elm because he said that there was some trouble. And we had our first fight with some mystery boy who we named Silver. And we were told we can take on the Pokemon Gym Challenge. So to start things off, we are going to just get into the bios. There's a few new Pokemon to go over. And on the way, I will be fighting trainers and everything. So let's get into them. Alright, starting off, we have Caterpie, one of the two early game classic bug types. If you've played Red, Blue, or Yellow at all, you know Caterpie by now. But for those that don't, let me just talk about this little guy for a bit. If you're playing Silver, sorry, but you cannot get Caterpie until way later. Not much can be said about Caterpie though. It gets no moves leveling up, and its stats are bad. However, Butterfree is also not that great. It's now Bug and Flying, so it's quite weak to Rock, but you won't fight too many this early in the game. Getting Confusion upon evolving is pretty nice, as its Psychic typing will be super effective against a lot of the Poison types you'll undoubtedly be facing. Along with a few status moves pretty early on is also nice. Look, it does exactly what Hop-Up does, but better, and sooner, and it can do more damage, and it also gets a Flying type move. Weedle, another classic early bug type. If you're playing Gold, you can't get it yet, but that's okay. You'll see why. And it also evolves early, just like Caterpie. But if you do use Weedle, Beedrill and its previous evolutions are Bug Poison compared to just Bug. But unfortunately, Bug and Poison is not as broken as it was in Generation 1. But alas, for an early evolving Pokemon, its stats aren't bad. Being more physically offensive than Butterfree, and actually kind of fast for a Bug type, it can typically hit first and do pretty good damage. Fear Attack upon evolving isn't anywhere close as being good as Confusion is, but Focus Energy with Twin Needle later on can be pretty good. Whether you're playing Gold or Silver, both are good options. Crystal can get both, and if you want multiple bug types, that's fine. I don't judge. Well, if you're playing Gold, you're not missing a thing. Like at all. Evolving only once, but at a later level than the Weedle family. This is a new Pokemon, and it's bad. Kind of surprisingly, a few of the new Pokemon we've seen so far just aren't that great compared to other ones. But let's see. So Comet Punch is a decent attack, but the low accuracy means Tackle's probably the better move. It's got a very high special defense for a bug type, which is interesting, I guess. Its match is both Butterfree and Beedrill's base stat for special defense without even evolving. So it might not die to some fire moves, but that's about it. And compared to Beedrill, it also learns way more status moves, Light Screen, Reflect, and Safeguard, all at the same level. That'll help your other Pokemon that can actually do damage. Just let Ladybug evolve. It's not worth it otherwise. In fact, it's not worth much as a Ladian. I mean, high in special defense for bug types is okay, I guess. Again, this Pokemon is pretty much just to help the other Pokemon. Baton Pass is a new move that allows you to transfer stat buffs to any other member of your team, but the only one being Agility that learns leveling up and being so late, that's a hard pass for me. Spinarak. What can be said about this Pokemon? Other than that it's our second team member. That's right, despite my fears of the creepy crawly spiders, I'm using it. It's not found in Silver at all, and it's more offensive than Ladybug and Ladian, even without evolving. But, I mean, so are like 90% of the Pokemon we can find, so that's not saying much. On the real though, it'll be a struggle using this little guy slash gal for a while. Poison Sting is weak, even with Stab. Constrict is weak. Nightshade, when it gets hit, is alright, because it does damage based on what level you are, at a set amount for each level. So it'll do 17 damage every time once you get it, which could help, I guess. And it's up to you to decide if Leech Life is worth one more level as a Spinnerack or not. It's not that good of a move regardless. In later generations, Leech Life became really good, but in this game it is not. And Spinnerack takes a while to level. You'll see what I mean. It's on the slow level curve. But Ariados. It's a very slow bug type, almost slowest in the game. But 90 attack for a bug type? That's almost one of the highest in the game for bug types. But other than the low speed, the other stats are pretty good for a bug type. There's pretty much 3 reasons I want to use this family. 1, I only want to use new Pokemon. So if it wasn't introduced in Generation 2, I'm not using it. 2, I've never used this family until I practiced the team, of course. And 3, Sludge Bomb. It's a new poison type TM that will get much later on, but as far as new poison types that can use it, there's not many. Poliwag. Only available Crystal right now. It's a water type that can be found without a key item that we won't be getting for a decent while. And weirdly enough, its speed is its best stat, but on evolving into either its full forms, the speed actually goes down. Poliwag gets a new evolution, but the item we need we won't be able to get for a long while, and you have to trade and trade back. So it's similar to Growlithe to Golem, except this time you need a new item that you can't get. And the Water Stone to get Poliwrath, we won't begin for a little while either. So you're going to be using Poliwag or Poliwhirl for a good bit. And as far as water types go, it's not bad. Average stats before evolving, but it gets water moves to start, and a better one not too much later after catching it. Rain Dance is a new line of moves. It's of the weather effect. This one makes it rain for 5 turns, boosting water moves power by 50%, reducing the power of fire moves by 50%, and it makes thunder 100% accurate. So with the right team, it can be deadly. Poliwrath, Poliwag's original final evolution, is one of the 2 that you can choose from. This one becomes part fighting type, and it is more of a physical attacker than the other evolution. Unfortunately, it doesn't learn many more moves once it evolves, as most stone evolutions do. So keep that in mind. I mean, it hits hard and it's bulky enough so it can take some hits. But again, just like with Feraligatr, physical water is just weird before Generation 4. But it can learn some decent fighting moves with TMs. And Submission at 35 is a fighting move. Politoed is for some reason classified as a frog Pokemon, but the name Toad is in the name. I mean, it's spelled a little differently, but it's still Politoed. You may as well just call it Polyfrog if you're going to classify as a frog type. But it's a pure water type, unlike Poliwrath, and it's more especially offensive and defensive than Poliwrath, which is great for water types. And just like Poliwrath, it does not learn much more by leveling up. Perish Song is a new move where when you use it, both Pokemon that are currently out will faint in 3 turns. You can switch to prevent your Pokemon from fainting, and some of the AI will switch as well, but usually they're special trainers. But without having the item available to trade for a while, you won't be able to get this for a bit. And I wanted to use Politoed, because I've never used it, but I don't have a way to trade, so I can't. But if you've got a friend or a second Game Boy or another way to trade, do it. It's great if you didn't choose Totodile. Zubat. Found only in Crystal for right now and at night, with a pretty low chance, it might be hard to find. Which is weird because usually you find them all over the place. But Zubat is pretty fast. It's one of the fastest Pokemon we can get at this point, even without evolving. And as I mentioned with Totodile, Bite is a Dark-type move, so it's based on its special attack stat, so it's not going to do that great. However, Dark is strong against Psychic, which is one of Zubat's weaknesses, so it does have its use. And Zubat also gets a new evolution. This is a Friendship Evolution, which is a new mechanic introduced in Generation 2. You need to have at least 220 happiness out of a max of 255. It's a little complicated, but here's some basic rules to follow. First, don't let it faint. Fainting lowers the value. 2, walking around with your party increases it. You gotta walk around a lot to get that 220 though. For every 256 steps, the happiness goes up. Important battles like gym leaders give it a high boost to the friendship. Even if it just enters the battle and you withdraw it, as long as it doesn't faint, it's going to get a boost. And putting it in the box does not lower the friendship. That was thought to be the case for the longest time, but it was proven to be a myth. Crobat. Look at that speed stat. 130 base speed is tied for the highest in the game with only 2 other Pokemon that you won't see or find for the longest time. So if you raise Zubat's friendship high enough and you get Crobat, you are greatly rewarded. And if you get it high enough, you can get Crobat just one more level after Golbat evolves. If you're lucky and do a lot of walking. And another thing, the levels that Golbat would learn moves, Crobat does as well. So there's no reason to not evolve it as soon as you can. Guaranteed to hit first, nothing's going to outspeed it. It'll hit pretty hard as well with pretty good stats other than speed as well. So, with that being said, there's a reason I'm not using Crobat. I wanted to, but it doesn't learn any poison moves for attacking moves, both level up and by TM. And that includes Sludge Bomb, which, I don't see why it wouldn't. But not a lot of poison types learn Sludge Bomb in Generation 2. But you know who can? Sunkern. You know who else can? Shuckle. The coolest, fastest, awesomest looking poison bat Pokemon? No. Okay. Now that we're done with that, and yeah. I didn't think he would show up that fast, but yeah, as said in the bio, Spinarak is our second team member. And did say it was going to be a little bit of a struggle, but I was actually getting pretty lucky with like Poison Sting and yeah, I mean 14 attack. That's higher than Squeak's, and we're 2 low levels below. So I mean, not bad. We can go here and see though. Yeah, Poison Sting only has 15 power, so it's not great. And Scary Face and String Shot do like the exact same thing, except Scary Face lowers it 2 stages. When it says sharply, that's 2. So it's basically just a better String Shot, but I don't use moves like that too often. But yeah, now that we're on Route 31, there's only a couple more Pokemon. So yeah, there's only a couple new Pokemon on Route 31. So we will go over those, and also we will go, oh my god. We will go over them and Dark Cave here at the same time. So let's get into... Well, let's get into the bios. Bellsprout, number 69 in the Pokédex. Nice! So here's the next earliest grass type you can get, and if you're playing Gold or Silver, this is the only grass type you can get if you didn't choose Chikorita. And boy, is it better than Hoppip. Starting with Vine Whip is great, and Growth buffs its special attack to make it even hit harder. Wrap isn't broken like Gen 1, thankfully, but it still does a little bit of extra damage every turn. I'm pretty sure it still prevents you from switching out, but the opponents don't switch out much. But if you're fighting a Bellsprout, just be careful on that. And weirdly enough, Oddish isn't found for a while, and typically they are catchable in the same area. And Bellsprout is in all versions of the game, as you can see. So again, just better than Hoppip. Victreebel is an amazing mixed attacker, which is great because it can make good use of both its stab types, as Grass is special and Poison is physical. But as with previous Stone evolutions, no new moves by leveling, so maybe keep it as Weepinbell for a bit, unless you'd rather have the stat boost. Or get some good TMs later. Ghastly is the only Ghost Poison type in the game, and look at that amazing special attack stat, and that speed. It's a shame both Ghost and Poison are physical types though. And also it's only in Crystal and at night, so if you want to use one, it does learn a good variety of special moves with TMs. Haunter is just a faster, stronger Ghastly, and if you have a friend or way to trade it, do it ASAP. Because, like we mentioned before, like with Gengar here, it learns all the same moves at the same levels as Haunter. So no reason not to trade and evolve it if you can, just for the extra stats if anything else. Because 130 base special attack and 110 speed, Gengar is amazing once you get some moves to teach it, because yikes, I've never seen such a powerful Pokemon learn so little good moves. So for the Dark Cave, there's only 2 new Pokemon available, and oh man, this really, like, wow, 1% encounter rate for this, for Dunsparce. Seriously? Like, the only noteworthy things about this Pokemon are the high HP at 100, which is pretty high, but I think even Jigglypuff matches that, and Glare can paralyze foes. No new attacking moves until it learns Pursuit. And it's just not worth the effort, and especially the time to find it. Now this is a normal type. Starting with 80 attack is awesome. Lick being a ghost move means it's physical and gives Teddiursa here a way to deal with ghost types, as it's super effective against them, while being a normal type itself gives it immunity to ghost. It's not found in Silver at all, and found only in Crystal this early in the game. Yep, you guessed it, this is why I chose to play Crystal. Because here's our 3rd team member. Now hopefully I can find one, because I couldn't bear it otherwise. Also, it can run away. Some Pokemon can do that. I forgot to mention it with Phanpy. Phanpy is another one where it can just run away in battle. It's random, and it happens kind of often if you're unlucky. So I would suggest you save once you're in Dark Cave, so you don't waste all your Pokeballs, because nothing worse than throwing a bunch of Pokeballs and then Teddiursa runs away, and then you're out of Pokeballs. So Teddiursa is great, but Ursaring is better. Boasting 130 base attack, it is one of the highest in the whole game. 90 HP and really good defenses means it can also take a good amount of hits, because 55 is slow for speed. Despite the fact that bears can outrun humans, but who cares? With all those other stats, I don't care how slow it is. The early moveset for this line isn't great, but TMs are a thing, and really, once you get Slash at 39, not much can stand up to this monster. Okay, finally. Now, you might have saw me save earlier, and you might have seen that it is now morning time. And in the bio, Teddiursa's only found in the morning, so I had to wait. I didn't think too hard when I was choosing my team. I was like, oh, I want to use Spinarak, who's only at night, and I'll use Teddiursa, who's only in the morning. So yeah, there was a long cut. But let's hope we can catch this thing. Now, I did mention to save. I did save earlier before I found one. So if I use all my Pokeballs before it runs away, and then it runs away, I can just reload the save. So let's hope. Oh, level 2. I mean, I'm gonna take it. I just hope you can live. Okay, good. Didn't run. I honestly might just throw balls right here. Teddiursa is hard to catch, by the way, and I didn't really go over the basics of Pokeballs. So Pokeballs are the weakest of the variety. You can get stronger forms, and oh my god, we caught it first ball. Ooh. Teddiursa's data was newly added to the Pokédex. I'm so glad. When I was playing through and practicing this, it took me a while to catch Teddiursa. I would attack it once, it'd run away. I would just throw balls, it would run away. But Teddiursa, the little bear, it always licks honey. Its palms taste sweet because of all the honey it has absorbed. It's adorable. So, what do we name a bear? Why, we name them Winnie, of course. Oh, man. But, yeah, let's look at our little bear. So, already starting with attack, or 8 attack, is pretty good. And this is what I meant with Spinarak. So Spinarak already has 333 experience. And needs 76 more to get to level 8. Squeaks has 346 experience. And needs 73 to get to level 9. And look at how far their experience gauges are. Spinarak is on the slow leveling curve. Or experience, yeah, leveling curve. There's a few different ones. There's the fast, which most starters I think are on the medium fast. There's the slow medium, which is Spinarak. And I think Teddiursa is on the medium fast as well. They all even out eventually for most basic Pokemon. We'll start all 3 of these will pretty much have the exact same experience by the time they hit level 100. But they won't, because that takes a while. Oh man, I was so worried. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and just do a little save here. Don't turn off the power. I definitely won't. Not after luckily getting Teddiursa that early. But as you saw me doing earlier with Spinarak, I did switch train it for a little bit, just so he was more higher leveled, and that's what I'll be doing with Teddiursa here. I caught a bunch of Pokemon. Let me battle with you. So I was hoping to find Teddiursa sooner. So I gotta fight this guy during the bios, but I mean, Teddiursa is a rare. It was what, 5%? But he's so cute. Oh, I didn't level up. Or, heal. But that's fine. Look at that damage. The same level, and I did that much damage to it. And it did 2 to me. Like, I mean, 3 hits? I mean, that's pretty good. Oh, and I saw earlier, too, when I was fighting trainers. They were using Tail Whip multiple times in a row, and only one of them hit. That's how low the accuracy of status moves are when opposing trainers use them. And wild Pokemon as well. Like, it's kind of insane. And look at that, Winnie's already gonna be, whoops, I don't want to switch. Already gonna be catching up here. And I will use a potion, because we do have a few of them. I don't want Winnie to faint. And I'm pretty sure this thing is gonna poison me with Poison Sting. Yep. So as you noticed earlier, you might have noticed, and you'll see it here now. The poison takes effect after the Pokemon does an attack. Nowadays, it's at the end of the turns, but if Winnie was faster, the poison would take effect before they hit me. And it does a percent, or like a fraction of your max HP. I think it's like 1/16 or 1/8, I think. 1/8 sounds more correct. But yeah, Winnie's already catching up. From 2 to 5. And close to 6. Look, it's now 2 hits. Just gained a couple levels and it's 2 hits. Aw, that was a critical hit and you did 1 damage. Aw, Caterpie. Aw, how embarrassing for you. And Wade was defeated. So I forgot to talk to Joey, and I'll go talk to him here in a little bit. You can catch Pokemon even if you have 6 with you. Catch one, it'll go to your box automatically. You're awesome, I like you. I look Pokemon here every day. In the grass, I find all kinds of berries. If you'd like, I'll share some. Can I get your phone number? Yes. Now, different trainers will call you to do different things. They'll also just call you and waste your time. Wade will call us and say, hey, I found some berries. Come talk to me. And you have, like, that day, I think maybe even just a few hours to talk to him. And he'll also want to rebattle later on. But I think this is actually... Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to just use one of our antidotes. I think there is... Oh my goodness. I think there is another berry. No, there's not. So let's get to Violet City here. We are now in Violet City. And we're going to heal up, and that is going to be it for this here episode. So we did quite a lot. We finally found some trainers other than our rival, and we got 2 new team members. And yeah, I did forget shortly after we got Spinnerack to, or Miles, I should say, on the layout. But Winnie is there as well now. So already at 12 attack. So almost the highest. And 3 levels lower. 3 and 4 levels lower. That's how strong Teddiursa is. But yeah, so thank you all for tuning in and watching as always. I hope you enjoyed. And next time, we are going to explore Violet City. And we heard that the first gym was located here. So we'll see if we can do it next time. Till then, bye.